far right, samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message, nation. What? We are here once again, Down to Earth Podcast, with my brother, Sean Myrie. We have a special guest tonight, and she goes by the name of Hndfll?
Hndfll.
Hndfll.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, mind me asking, why did they call you Hndfll?
You know, when you deal with certain situations that people go, oh my God, why you have to be such a handful? I find that to be the comments quite often. So,
Okay.
I was like, you know what? And my producer and I were like, oh, like what would be a great name for you? And I was like, to be honest, I don't really know, and I'm going back and forth, and I just like, this and that. I said, oh my gosh. He said, it's such a handful to deal with. And I was like, you know what? Handful it is.
Handful. So,
I said, but I'll take out the vowels because I'm the singer, so I make the noise, and we do what we gotta do. So Hndfll has stuck, and it's resonated, so I cannot complain.
so how long have you been like doing your music from like the beginning?
Well, actually, I grew up in a music family. I've been doing music for a long time, not necessarily doing my own, but I've been singing for a long time. I've been singing from young. I used to, when you're home and you're in the school choir and you're doing all kind of things. So I went from that to when I came up here, it was a hard transition for me. Coming up, born and raised in Trinidad. So it was a hard transition for me. I was, I think, 13 or 14 when I came up.
Yeah.
And when you so stuck in school choir and doing the band and playing this and doing that, it was hard for me to get into music here because I didn't feel like in the school they were necessarily as dedicated to music.
Yeah.
But even if they were, it was more choir, like going to Catholic church and sing and whatever. But I'm not a Catholic, so for me it was like, but I'd say my whole life. I met a producer in high school, and he really helped me get back into music and wanting to do music. Rest in peace, Millie. But I had my first few recordings with him, and then after that it was just like, okay, I'll continue, but I continued in more of a supporting role for my friends, because if anybody needs me to do a little background vocals or whatever, I was always there to do it. But I really started releasing my own music about, I'd say, 3 years ago, maybe
All
4
right.
years ago. I happened to meet an amazing producer, Audio Butter. And it's funny because he's the whitest guy you'll ever meet. But he was able to I introduced him to soca parang and stuff like that. So he really, honed my sound and really, honed my craft with me. And ever since, I have been kind of just doing my thing. I've been, featured on a lot of music with a lot of other artists, and I like working with other artists too. It's not just about me.
Yeah.
So and I've just been doing my thing ever since.
So you're talking about your sound. Like, if you was to describe your sound, what is your sound?
My sound would be, it's funny because the basis of my sound is home. It's soca, calypso, that. But I've been able to try a little bit of this and that and everything. So I've been able to kind of mainstream, because Toronto has its own sound, right?
Yeah.
So I've been able to adjust myself to that, and also I've been on pop music, rap, reggae, anything I will hop on. But very versatile in my sound, but overall more of a mainstream soca, I guess I would say.
So what's some of your influences in like the music?
It's crazy because it's kind of like the absolute opposite, but I would say Sade is one of my favorites.
That's a good one.
Yep. I grew up on a lot of old school reggae, like Dawe Congo and those guys. So Sizzla, obviously Marshall. You have your soca and your calypsonians. So that was a big thing for me. Marshall, Destra, Bungie, Crazy Sugar Aloes, those guys. So just a lot of music, and of course I'm part Indian as well, so I also grew up on a lot of Bollywood, a lot of Shah Rukh Khan, and
So which side is Indian?
Actually, both sides have Indian.
Yeah.
But my grandfather on my mother's side, their side of the family was Madras Indian. So it just get it's vibe. It's funny because people talk about getting gray hairs and all of that stuff. Madras Indians are the very black Indians with the very white hair. So I always love to say embrace your grays because honey, when it comes to
So now, like, you could tell us about like your experience performing out there. Like, how's your performance experience?
My performance experience has been good. I get a lot of spots where people want me more to open the vibe and set the tone for certain shows and stuff like that. I just did Jerk Festival actually.
That's good.
I did Jerk Festival. I was the second performer in the morning on the big stage. It was a nice performance. I did the boat ride on the weekend, a hip hop boat ride on the weekend because I have a feature with T Money. So just I have a really big African award show in October. That's coming. Good. So I like I said, I dabble with everybody. So the performances have been really good. Obviously want to book more, but the big problem too is work-life balance, right? Yeah, so just finding my place in and finding my place in my lane and understanding what it is, So I'm always open to anything, everything. I've done some appearances that sometimes people have open mics and they'll invite me to be a special guest and stuff like that. So it's been really good.
So what's the feedback you've been getting since you've been on this journey with your music?
I came from being a very shy person, so still am in a lot of ways. So for me, it's one of those things where performance-wise, I work on my performance and how I connect with my crowd and stuff like that. When the problem is when you're dealing with your own people and then you're dealing with those ones where you're dealing with your own people and it's like, oh well, it's not soca. Well, it's not supposed to be soca because if it was just soca, you wouldn't really like it, right? Not in the sense where we don't like soca, we love soca, but how I bring my vibe is I want to connect in a certain way to people, and I want my music to leave a certain thing in your head where it was like, it was soca, but it wasn't soca, but it was nice, but it was such a vibe. It was this. I want to leave people extra confused, unfortunately. So, one of those things I've been told about just working on is, sometimes people really just want to hear certain things. So, yes, I deal with a lot of traditional people in a sense. And, it's just like, well, we like it, but, and for me, I am very much, you listen to my music. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it,
I see,
hard luck.
I can already see the feedback is like, it's something new to them because it's the evolution of traditional, because you've been doing something which is influenced from their time, the elders' time and your time. So that's why some people will say that, right?
Exactly. So, in that sense, I do find I get a little bit of pushback. But, and the next thing too is the vibe, because the problem is too, they don't know what to expect, right? And I'm very much on a ride the wave, mellow. Even if I'm upbeat, I'm still mellow in my vibe.
You say your influence is Sade.
Sade, yes.
Sade. I say
yes.
Sade.
Sade.
Sade, right?
Yeah.
And I like her. She's very abstract, but anybody can listen to her. She's pop, hip-hop, urban, reggae. Anybody who like those music, even rock, they're listening to her.
Overall, she's contemporary.
Everybody listens to her.
Yes.
She's contemporary.
Contemporary
music is almost what you just described.
Her Diana King. Oh, yeah, I love me a Diana King, man. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. I very much a summer breeze, that kind of energy. I love it. And being an island baby, all you crave is the hot sun. So all I crave is for you to feel like you need the hot sun when you hear what I have to say. You know?
That's perfect way to explain it. So you have any visuals in the works right now?
Right now, no. I did release a music video a little while back, called Toko. It was named after a beach in Trinidad.
Oh yeah, I took that in.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I actually filmed it up here. Big up Nemesis. So yeah, man. Big. It's funny because people go, oh, like, when did you do your video? Who did it? And I'm like, well, Nemesis did it for me. And they were like, Nemesis, and I was like, yeah, man, no, you doing
got good production.
Yeah, man, he's really great. He really helped me come out of my shell because in it being my first, rodeo in regards to the music video thing, he was he's very well working with people that may not necessarily have as much experience, and he was very good at bringing me out of my shell. So I'm very big him up for that.
That's
for
very
sure.
big. Yeah, very big. Trust me. Because he's doing big things himself.
He's doing amazing things right now. Oh my gosh. I'm really happy to see his growth. I'm happy to see how far he's gotten, how far he's going, Just I love my friends. I big up all my friends and people that I've worked with.
That's
and he's
good.
done such an amazing job, man. Really good.
So, like, right now, for example, like, there's different ways to have your music out there. Do you have your music, like, in, like, say, Trinidad or the West Indies? Are you trying to promote it there, too?
My move to the West Indies, I think I actually have to, like, I have to go there.
See,
I
it's
have to
true.
go
See?
home.
It's like that.
I know here and there people play my music, but I love Trinbagonians, but y'all are very hard people to please. So for me it's like I feel like if I go down there and I do things a little better, it would be good for me. Try and book some shows,
Yeah,
and
like a festival or something.
yeah,
like that.
but me and Trinidad have this very weird relationship where when I go, people have to beg me to come back here. So it's just like
That's-
when I go, I really want to like spend time and really get to know people.
But that's the way to do it.
Exactly,
That's
because I don't feel like I should go to where I born and grow.
you go to
and
the place.
yeah, I don't want to be where I born and grow and be like, oh well, I here for a week and then I come in. No, I want to spend time. I want people to really feel the vibe and understand the energy that I want to bring
go down
across.
there for a project.
Exactly.
You're gonna go down there every day. You're doing a video.
And I would love to do a video.
And
home.
on top of that, you're going to a festival. I'm giving away some gems. That's what I would do. Like, I'm gonna do a video for sure, and I'm gonna go to a performance, and then you catch that content, and that alone, the visit, is a big thing itself, and that helps
absolutely.
when you come back here now.
It's such a boost. It's such a boost for
And
you.
people see that up here now, where you've gone and done a video and done a show. I'm giving out some more gems.
Lots of gems. Because to be honest, as a fresher artist, I've made my little name and I'm doing my thing, but I'm learning so much from people because
But just that step is very big for anyone who does
anybody. I don't care how small the gig
Yeah.
is. I don't care how big the gig is. The
Yeah.
experience is everything for me.
Yeah, it's true. That's facts. As long as you're out there in the public and you're doing something, it's gonna get a energy, and if it's positive. So you're trying to do something, and if you do that, like you do go to Trinidad, and you do spend some time there and go to network, that's the best thing you gotta do now.
Absolutely.
You ain't wasting no time. Same with us. If we're leaving to go somewhere for a while, that's some business. We're coming back with the treasure.
Yep.
The treasure chest. We go to New York and we get, just say, I'm gonna put it out there, Dave East, like one of them hip hop artists, and get that.
Crazy.
It just takes one thing.
One.
Same thing if you go down somewhere and somebody interviews you who's an influencer in Trinidad or even anywhere. If you even went to Jamaica and you're on a festival and someone interviews you who's in a network like how we doing, that's big because everybody's gonna see that everywhere around. It's just going. So yeah, you're on the right path if you do that. Giving out gems to people.
Crazy gems. But definitely the whole move is a big move. So
Yeah.
for me, I want to be genuinely ready.
Yeah,
for
that's
when
what you
it's
do.
time
Yeah,
for me
get
to
ready,
go.
yeah.
I listen, the last time I went home, I was not ready for what home was bringing me. But, I had a blast. It was amazing. But
You could have
Home the
done some
next
business.
time.
Now you look on it that you could do business.
Well, I did introduce a few people to my music when I went down. But I didn't have as much as I have now in
Takes
my
more than
catalog.
one time.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why
You
now
have
it's
to-
like I need to set myself up where I could be making regular trips,
Yes,
and
yes.
doing things.
So imagine now you're getting booked 6 shows at least
Absolutely.
through the winter, and people they're coming for it. That will happen. You just have to do it.
Absolutely. And it's funny because when you say you just have to do it, some people don't really understand it, but
Yeah.
sometimes you really just
Have to do it. No, it's true.
Because
No,
with
no.
the music, I was like, yeah, going and do this, I'm going and do that. But it was when I actually was in the studio just doing it,
Yeah.
it was like, all right, now you passed this hurdle, now you have 5 more questions. But you know what?
You just have to do it. I don't know if I should release more gems, but reality is when you go into especially straight up a tourist site, and I would do this, book the hotel for whatever if you're there 2 weeks, right? You know there's an event coming there. Just say even Puff Daddy's coming down and all them type of people. So I'm saying JA, that's where our parents are from, and they always do come down. Negro, right? You make sure, there's parties every night. You make sure you get some of them parties.
Exactly.
You get into one of them parties
No
because
shade.
that's what's going on down in
That's
those
crazy,
places.
but it's true. That is so true.
You're the artist or whatever we do. I'm making sure, Rock, isn't it true? We're going to get into a Puff Daddy party if we're in JA for 2-3 weeks.
Put it this way. The way I look at it is this. You go anywhere on the planet, and you do your recon and whatever it is. You try to be either in the thing or in the thing.
Yes.
You want to go in
You
it?
get what I
No, it
mean?
will work.
Make the trip more worthwhile.
People do that.
You get what I mean?
It's funny because when I came back home, I was like, you don't want this. You don't want this. You
Yeah.
didn't do enough
Yeah, see?
when you was home. So
Yeah,
I was
you-
like,
you
yo,
came
when you
back.
push next
Yeah.
time, it's like, yo.
It's true. Facts.
It's true.
The next time you'll go, just say we went down there, we didn't bring no merch. We're going to say, why didn't we bring some t-shirts?
Yep.
So imagine you brought 50, even just 50 t-shirts. You could say you're giving
That's
out to
it.
the fams.
Yeah.
That's
That 50
promotion.
people there wearing it and other people watching it going, where you get at? For real.
Another gem.
Yes. It's funny because I've been working on some merch, and my logo
That's
and
good,
just
that's
how my
good.
representation, because obviously,
That's
we
good.
establish ourselves in phases and stages, and also being a business owner.
Yeah,
It's like,
entrepreneur.
you exactly, as an entrepreneur, it's like,
Well, speaking of entrepreneur, what
Mm-hmm.
else besides the music you do?
I am actually a certified braider.
That's good.
So I do braids, crochet, dreads, everything. I just got a chair in Markham, close to New Delhi. You know where the Costco is down there in Markham?
Markham, I'm not from
Markham and Steels.
Oh, it's like the
If you know
opposite.
Steels, yeah, literally on the
Yeah.
other side. So I just took Steels straight down here.
Yeah.
But I do that. I also bartend, so I do
good.
private
You're a
events.
hustler.
Yeah, absolutely. If
Smart.
hey,
You should give away some gems because I'll be straight up. If you're, I'll say a woman, right? An artist, right? You're doing everything in where everyone networks, like the bar. What is it? The hair. There's artists. You know how much artists do their hair?
Yep.
Their aesthetics. People have to
Yeah.
remember that's networking already.
Trust me.
Female, male, both. You always get. That's how you network.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. That's
And
respect.
you know what? I try to make my prices more affordable because it's like, obviously I'm not while I just got the chair at the shop, it's like, I'll still help out here and there
You wanna
because
build up your reputation.
exactly. And besides that, I'm also a stagehand, so I do stagehanding and AV tech help work. So I thought
Come like Jamaican.
I used to work for I used to do some of the big concerts. Weekend,
Yeah?
Drake and them,
shit.
the OVO concert. I worked at Bud a
Behind the
lot.
scenes.
Yeah, man. I did a lot of behind the scene work because I also wanted to understand the production behind things because soon I would like to run my own talent show kind of
You're on a
energy.
good,
But I want to be able to pay my artists because
Yeah.
I've done a lot of free work, people. And, I just believe that as artists, even if you just, doing a 5 minutes and you're now coming out, I still want to be able to hand you something. And don't get me wrong, you're going to have to build yourself. You're going to have to be that person. But I want to eventually get to a point where things are funded and we're good and everybody's being taken care of and you are comfortable in your shoes and you're doing what you got to do,
Yeah.
and we give everybody a chance and we,
Yeah.
give people, a voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that. And then I clean sometimes on the side.
Yeah,
Let me say something. If it's a job I think I could do, I'm doing it. I don't care. People can say what they want, but you know what? This was a hard place for us to come. Being twice diasporized and, you know, dealing with this idea that people, like, we have to stop the whole, you know, when you go America and when you go Canada, you're going and make money. No, baby, this is a hard life here. This place is tough. It is tough. And it really opens your eyes, because when I went home, the pace was so different. Because like I said, I'm so used to, like, if I'm not stagehanding, I'm working off 9 to 5. If I'm not working my 9 to 5, and in my 9 to 5, I account coordinate. So, like, you know, it's like I went to school. I went to university. I mean, that was a whole crash course in its own. And I really learned that, you know, don't come here and make a decision just to run to university. Learn and hone your craft. Know what you like to do and follow it. Because you know what? Trades are just as great, if not better. And you get more experience when you're doing things like that. But, you know, I just try to do whatever I can do. If I can do it, I will do it. And right now I'm trying to see if I could get into, like, construction trade type of thing. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I feel like, and I love to cook and I love to do all that stuff too. So on the side, sometimes I cook for people and do stuff like that with my family. So it's why people go, how do you find time? Well, certain seasons for certain things. When you're stagehanding, it's more of a summer thing, right? Your 9 to 5 is your 9 to 5. You find your pace and you do what you got to do. And you work with your family to develop your other businesses too, because now I can teach my sisters how to braid. Now I can show them what to do. Now I can get my mom something where she could rail cook. So it's like, you know, all right, cool, we're bringing in orders, Christmas time, seasons, everything in a season. You plan out your year, you do what you got to do, but you have to have a plan. Yeah, you have to. You don't have to keep it in the family, because let me tell you something. Yeah. I link my bridges. I don't care. No, and I work for a balloon company on the side. I'm telling you, like.
I had this conversation last night with somebody. Once you have brethren, them who are down for you and all of that, they're considered family.
Yeah, and to be honest, like, what I've learned with friends and stuff like that is, and even family, people are people, they are who they are, and you kind of have to take it as it is. Stop trying to change people, stop trying to, you know. So if I link you with something and you don't show up, it's cool. Yeah. I just know that I can't link you there. I'm not judging. I'm not, you know, I am judging you and I'm not judging you, because at the end of the day, you prove your point and you only have to prove it once. Yeah. But if you say you want to try again, cool. But if on the second try, you know, 2 strikes and you're out, buddy. But at the end of the day, we all trying to get somewhere, or just at least be safe. Yeah. You know, so I'm never going to stop anybody's hustle. And if I could help you, why wouldn't I?
That sounds good. So, like, what you want to see, like, in 2024 coming up for you? Like, you know, if everything's all good on earth.
You know what's crazy? It's good you say that. You have so many things coming out now, and it's like, I have so many people around me that have been here today and going tomorrow. So while I plan, I still plan for you. We still have to be ready for the hiccups and all the other stuff, you know. And I really want to work on working with other producers and other artists in different genres and stuff like that. I see myself releasing a lot of music where, you know, like recently my friend Vital released his song, and that song is very dancey, you know, but, you know, he put 2 girls on it and we killed it. So it's like, you know, I want to do more collaborations. I want to obviously release an EP. I've already have one, a self-entitled one, but I want to do another one. And, you know, I want to be releasing, I have one releasing soon called Friend Zone, and Friend Zone was definitely like a completely different energy. Like, you would never think, I find you would never think how she just pulled that together. The beat in itself is like, okay, very like, you know, it's very, I don't know, I'll play it for you guys. But
we're here after.
I'll play it for you guys after. But, you know, it's very much a vibe where it's R&B-ish, but then I brought the Trini energy. So I'm like, I'll call you back, you're on your phone. There's a dog. You want a bone. And then I started singing on it, you know, and I was just like, yeah, this is a vibe. And it's crazy because we were in between studios at the time, and I was very stressed out, and I was thinking about relationships and all that nonsense. And, you know, I'm not nonsense, but, you know, nonsense, man, is shipping us. Focus on yourself. But, you know, I really figured, like, you know, you really got to get it together where you have to plan better, you have to do better, and you have, if your stuff's not together, nothing else is going to be together. And we're in between places, and we're stressed, and we're like, you know, what are we doing? Because for me, I brought my producer with me, and I'm bringing him with me anyways. Even if I work with other people, that's my guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I really want, he's now living in Costa Rica, living his best life, but, you know, we still do work, and I just want us to be in a better space with honing my sound, because, you know, you have your sounds with other people, but then I have
But it's a team. It's a team.
Exactly.
That's what
Exactly. So it's like, you know, as being the team player, it's like, you know, I really want us to just hone the sound.
It's good to always have a producer.
Exactly. I don't like the hop around.
You can have others, but you have a main producer.
Exactly. And I know how I like to hear myself. I know what I want to hear, especially when, you know, obviously when we mix and master, we fix and we tweak what we have to. But, you know, I like how he does it, and I like the sound that I get.
Yeah. So you keep to that. Yeah, that's real.
Yeah,
that's
so
real.
just, you know, more collaborations, more music, a couple music videos, and just doing better. You know,
right.
A year better. Because sometimes we look at our progress and we go, why are we still here? But it's like you're doing different things. So now you have different stresses, and that's that. You know?
So right now, how do you feel about, like, all urban music in Canada? How is it doing? Because this is the future right now. Like, you know, there's a struggle. If you're from here, because I'm from here, born here.
I wasn't born here.
I was born here. And seeing the music industry, we're just starting to get commercial, like, for urban music, commercial exposure because of, like I say, I'm gonna say it again, because of Drake, Weeknd, people like that made us now, and Tory Lanez, free Tory Lanez.
I know.
That's why now you can't deny, because those three are the ones who open up the big commercial lane for the urban stuff.
I think the music is getting much better, and it's also getting much worse at the same time.
Yeah.
An artist is no longer a dime a dozen really to find. Everybody's doing something. And for me, it's kind of like you really have to listen, you know?
Yeah.
I see Havaya and them, Omega and them doing their thing. You have Everything Ocean, you have, you know, Chels is doing her thing. You have Ice, T Money and them. They're all doing their thing. But for me, I'm not really. I like rap, but I'm not really a big rap girl. I'm not. I know it's everything, but I'm saying everything. But no, to be honest, but this is why I'm saying though. This is why I'm saying I'm not really a rap girl. But you know, sometimes I on the radio and I'm like, this is catchy.
But remember, Drake is taking sounds from reggae.
But that's the thing, though.
Soca.
The problem that's been created, though, is that while he has done that, now it's so saturated. It's so everybody doing it. But it's who you really find, and it's like, this sounds nice. Like you go with the vibe, but that's how you get your fans and you get your followers, right? They vibe with what it is you have. And I have so many different artists on my playlist now. It's like Toronto has really been able to shine and be resilient in an industry where, you know, everything is more Americanized, you know, or, you know, and I find a lot of the times when Canadian artists go to places like the UK, they do very well as well, right?
So, yeah.
They do very well urban music wise, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I think urban music is doing great. It's doing amazing. You have so many different sounds coming out throughout it being still a very, you know, a place where there's just so much. There's so much. So
because
you really have to weave it out.
That's why I believe the Canadian, I'm maybe putting out a gem now. There's a reason those three are the biggest, not just in here, the biggest in the world as urban artists because of versatility, right? And I believe other Canadian artists could do that, but it's what you're coming with. Like, for example now, right? You said those artists from here, from Everything Ocean, right? He's doing hip-hop, but with an Afro beat.
Yes.
Right? So even Bugatti Bansu, he's doing Afrobeat. So Afrobeat is starting to get bigger. That's why they said hip hop.
Can I introvert?
Wait, hold on. I want to say that's why they said the hip hop sales they haven't been on billboards this year, right? They've been saying that. You know why? Because Afrobeat and other music's more popular.
Afrobeats is killing it right now.
That's why you hear hip hop is not for the first year they haven't been on the top 10
Really?
billboards.
Because
You
there's
heard
an
it?
evolution of what you
No
just said.
number one hits. They said no number one hits.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah.
she said something earlier. Not afraid to come out of your lane.
Yeah.
And
That's the number
you know
one
who's
thing.
been winning? Burna Boy.
He is
And all
killing
these other
it.
ones who I don't even know.
He's killing it, but at the same time, people, I don't really care for bringing back the oldies. I like the oldies for what they are. They have their own essence and everything in it. So we're supposed to be working on making new stuff, right?
Yeah.
And making your own when people and don't get me wrong, we do adopt. And most of our music right now is adopted from the things we've heard.
Yeah.
But they were the pioneers. They were the people that really put it out there. You know, you look at the Blackman family in Trinidad, right? And they really paved the way for us for soca, for calypso, for all those things, right? So it's like, for me, while I do love how he mixes everything and they mix everything.
no, I see where you're coming from.
You know what I
you're
mean?
Coming from another place.
Exactly, right?
So it's different. Like if we have a cousin who comes from Jamaica who's an artist, it's the same thing. Come from another place to here, so they already have an experience before here. See, now I see how you're saying it. You don't even need to say no more. But it's vice versa how we're explaining it because we're from here.
Yeah, yeah.
So to see here was so hard at one point. Like, no, you know what it is? I shouldn't say that, Rock. I think people got it twisted. I think it's so saturated now. We see so much and we think it's easier. But it was actually hard. It's actually hard now because... See when Maestro and all those guys came out? They were straight in America. They didn't stay here at all. Most of the artists here now, they're more here.
You had Maestro, Socrates, those guys.
But not most of the artists coming out, they don't go to America. No. It's only Drake, Weeknd, and Free Tour Lanes. People like that. There's only a few who are American commercial, who Americans respect, know,
even what's his name?
That.
Pressa. Yeah,
but
those
you
guys.
can count them on your hand.
Yeah.
I could say that now.
Yeah.
Rock. Can I count?
Yeah,
even though they're big.
You're right.
I can't count more than 10.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe Belly.
Belly, definitely.
Nav.
Yes.
Okay, so you're not still going past 10.
Division.
Respect to Division, but it's not like those ones.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's facts though, but it's true though. But that's why I'm saying it's hard. But that's why for me it's like I want to hone my own sound simply because I want to be remembered for doing, like, people go, oh, you're very picky with your beats. Yeah, because I know what I want to hear. And while I do want to hear the remnants of the past in it, I want people to see the newness in it. The originality in it. While I'm not saying that's not original, it's just I'm not working off of all of that energy. And the amount of people you just had to pay out at the end of the day.
Working off of your energy.
Literally. So, I just do what I gotta do.
So, anything you want to tell the people before we come off the spaceship where they can link you, like your business, all your links, your social links?
Absolutely. Well, you can follow my artist page. It's Hndfll Official. Hndfll_official, sorry. So it's HNDFLL_official. My hair page is Hndfll Hair Designs. And yeah, I'm on all streaming platforms. So, come in, take a listen, take a vibe, holy vibes, and we good.
Do you have any shows coming up soon?
Yes, on this Monday, actually, the 25th, I'll actually be in Hamilton.
All right.
For Swells. It's an event that they've been just trying to showcase Hamilton more. So this is, I believe it's a Jamaican-owned or Caribbean-owned restaurant / lounge. So, we have a couple of people coming out just to, experience, Toronto, Hamilton, where it's at, and, to showcase the artists, showcase the local talent that they have. So I think it's going to be a really great night. All
right. So bless up. Tell the people once your name straight up, down to earth.
You already know it is Hndfll.
Before we go, could you give us a shout out?
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was saying.
Of course, big up Down to Earth podcast. Y'all big, y'all up, y'all live, y'all doing y'all thing. Love the energy, love the setup, love everything about it, man. You guys are lit. I love it.
Much respect.
You done know. You heard it here first on Down to Earth podcast with a handful.
Handful.
Yeah, man, handful.
That's different.
Yeah, it is. You don't know, man. You heard it here first. Please subscribe to all the channels, please. You don't know.
Everyone.
You heard it here first from the Rastafari Samurai. Never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide.
Nice.
You don't know. We are signing out.